It's not D&D. I already changed the title. But yes, memes. Alright, you guys, welcome in. Rockstar, you can unmute yourself now.
Yeah, I see now. Hello, everybody. Narok is not D&D. It'd be cool if it was, because I have amazing quests where Vaseline will have to tame 5,000 owl bears.
You'd really want me to tame owl bears.
But before we get started with our podcast, I got a question, Vas.
What?
Because today I was craving candy, which is rare for me
Which
too.
it was D&D related? No, it wasn't. That was yesterday's.
Hey there, Jet.
Oh wait, I know what you mean. It was, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, I forgot to change the notification. Oh well. Maybe it'll bring people in.
Yeah, and get piss them off. Good job.
Yeah, right.
We want views, not people pissing us off. Anyway,
you do not need this. No.
Oh, so you get to drink a beer.
Yes.
All right.
Because it's National Beer Day. And
it's
I'm
National
graduating
Ice
in a
Cream.
week.
It's National Ice Cream Sandwich Day today. Where's your ice cream sandwich?
Is it really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it is.
No, it is, because that's why my job, we gave all the residents ice cream sandwiches.
You know, I normally don't spend this much on a beer, but I did, and I don't
regret
it.
I know. I know Vaseline will pick, it's either between car payments or cell bills. He gets a beer when he's feeling frisky.
I have 6 bottles of liquor.
Well, I mean, like, I think I've never seen you, when we work together, I think I've only seen you like once or twice buy a case of beer.
Yeah, because it takes me forever to drink a case of beer, because I don't drink beer that often. I don't drink that often.
Very true.
But I figured I'm graduating in a week, so I would splurge a little bit.
Woo. Anyway, going back, so I walked to the gas station because I was craving candy.
Yeah.
And I noticed that a lot of candies now have these share sizes.
Yeah.
And I go, like, I'm looking at it, I'm like, bitch, these are fucking mine. Go fucking buy your own. Because, like, I just want to rub people's face, like, oh, yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I'm sharing myself. These are all mines. Got sour Skittles. I've been fucking craving them for, like, days.
Dude, Sam sells those in, like, the freaking box. Like, you can buy a box of sour Skittles.
Like the movie theater boxes?
No, like 24 packs of sour Skittles in a box.
That's too much. I can't eat too much fucking candy. I get sick. Like,
if you're not doing D&D, then surely it's Bashi time, right? No.
No, wait. Narok, you caught us. The title was wrong. Vaseline, today's topic for the Apollicast is Bashi. You ready? Bashi is fucking stupid. Alright, everybody, thanks for coming. Okay, now, so getting started. Okay, just kidding, Narok, we love you. Today's topic here on the Apollicast, episode 5, is we're going to talk about...
We're on episode 6.
We're on episode 5.
Wait, we're 6.
5!
God damn it.
Episode 4 was Arthur's.
That's right.
God,
I don't know where I got 6 from. Shut up.
Well, that's one wrong opinion. What's less? Same thing.
I have no opinion.
Today we're going to be talking, here in episode 5, we're going to talk about the BioShock series, all 3 games. There. And anything that correlates with them, including, but not limited to, books, or comic books, or anything else. So
all of which you own, but I do not.
Well, I only own one thing. We each own like one thing that the other doesn't have that are BioShock related.
Yeah.
So, Vaseline, when was the first time you ever played any of the BioShock games?
When I got my first Xbox 360 and my dad was still working in the pawn shop, and he got me that as a birthday present, and I'm like, oh, this looks cool, so I played it. And then I played like the first level, and I'm like, nope, not touching this again. And then like a year later, I picked it back up, and I'm like, what the fuck did I not want to play this for?
Replays it. Now remember, no.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I mean, that whole fucking first scene with like, is it someone new?
yeah.
I was like, no,
And the whole
no,
medical
no.
area,
Oh,
yeah,
fucking Dr. Stein.
it
That one
fucking,
actually made my spine crawl.
yeah. And it's like the first level.
This first
the
second
first
level.
the first actual like non-tutorial thing you do is that.
Right.
I loved 1 and 2. Haven't played Infinite yet. Okay. Infinite has very mixed opinions. We will be giving
Infinite was,
ours. Um,
yeah.
Probably not at this instant, but some point during this podcast, we will be giving our opinion on BioShock Infinite.
I can
Yeah.
already give you mine, which
Oh yeah.
I'll save. My first time playing it, technically, actually, I didn't play BioShock until BioShock 2 had been out for about, I don't know, a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't get an Xbox 360 until, damn, it had to be like 2008, 2009?
Yeah, that's about when I got mine.
Because I got it because my grandmother, because I had just moved down to the south and all my family at the time still living up north. So my cousin had Left 4 Dead, so she bought me that with Left 4 Dead, so me and him could play online all the time. So after my cousin had moved down, he had the BioShock games, so I borrowed them from him, and I kept borrowing them every time because I wanted to replay and do like different things with it. To the point he got annoyed by saying, "Why the fuck don't you just buy it?"
Nice.
And I did.
That's what happened with when I originally played the Fable series. My friend owned it, and I kept going over to his house just to play it. He's like, "Why don't you just buy your own?"
Buy your fucking own. Yeah, here's the thing. I play fucking video games, certain games like really fast, faster than my cousin because he'll play other games.
Yeah.
He fucking borrowed a game for me for almost a year. And it was fucking...
Played 1 almost immediately because a friend owned it. Didn't play 2 until Infinite came out when I got it, and 2 in a bundle. Still haven't played Infinite.
Oh, Jesus Christ. No, Rock, you're losing brownie points. You're losing brownie points.
I are too.
So, you know, and I thought I liked the creepy science fiction type atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
Because the only games I had played at the time were like Left 4 Dead and its sequel, Dead Rising.
Oh, you know, when I replayed BioShock is when 2 came out, and I got like I was at Walmart, and back when they still had like physical collector's editions at Walmart, and I got the BioShock 2 collector's edition, and on clearance for $20.
Damn.
That's when I played BioShock 1 again.
Right. Now, the most famous thing about BioShock was, you know, plasmids. Which, of course, in Infinite, they turned them into Vigors, but it was plasmids, which were injectable things, injectable goo, pretty much, that rewrote your DNA, and you're able to fucking hurl lightning bolts.
Lightning bolt.
Lightning bolt. So, Vaseline, what is your favorite plasmid? We'll stick with plasmids, then we'll do Vigors, but what's your favorite plasmid?
Did you know I built a 1-to-1 scale of Rapture in Minecraft? Wow. That's pretty impressive.
Damn.
But, my favorite plasmid? That's
Not
been a
Vigor,
while.
we'll do Vigors later.
No, I know. We'll do Vigors when we get to Infinite.
Right.
Favorite plasmid. Are we doing 1 or 2 or both?
1. Oh, no, both. 1 or 2.
Well, yeah,
it's a lot of the same.
Both of them. It was the same environment and the same plasmids, so we could do 1 or 2. Are we okay? Are we just talking favorite as favorite, or favorite as like most useful, or? anything like
Like
that.
one you would use, one that you used the most when you played.
Is the most. Probably shit. Can't remember. Not the security camera one. I rarely use that. Um, Probably lightning bolt, the lightning one, because you can stun people with it,
Okay.
and then shock people in the water with it, and stop security cameras with it. I love doing mega builds. You've also done Erebor from the Hobbit series. Damn.
Yeah. I'm gonna go beat the bees.
Oh, the bees.
Because I just go like this, so like the fucking splice just like, I found you, bees.
Yeah, right.
Bees.
The
And then I would
bees are
set them,
fun.
and then I would actually set them on fire with incinerators, and they're flaming,
Yeah.
stinging bees. It was a good combo. Um. So we talked about giving how this game was built, like made pretty much. We got to talk about certain characters that were in the BioShock series. So, but the most prominent character we know of, especially in the first two games, was Andrew Ryan, the man who created Rapture,
Yep.
the architect. Now, there's a reason why they kind of hint in the game why Andrew Ryan built Rapture to get away from everybody. Again, this game is set during World War. This game
Set after World War II.
set after World War II. Now, I own a novelization called BioShock Rapture. It's a prequel novel explaining more about the backstories of each of the individual characters that go into Rapture, including Andrew Ryan. His main reason for building Rapture, based on the novel, is seeing the destruction of Hiroshima because of the atomic bomb. He believes that humankind is just done. They're just gonna they're just gonna fucking wipe each other out. So he wants to get away from it all. So he decides to secretly invest a ton of money to build a city under the sea. And at the time, actually, Sullivan, who you don't really see in the game, the first game, you hear him through radio recordings,
Yeah. The audio logs.
the audio diaries logs. He was actually already under Ryan's employment.
Yeah, because he was the one who installed all the plumbing, wasn't he?
No, that was
Or was that shit?
McDonough.
Oh, right.
No, Sullivan was head of security for Andrew Ryan because he actually owed Ryan a favor because Ryan got him out of whatever he did beforehand. I didn't get too far in the book about that. No, McDonough does come into the story. McDonough actually was working as a licensed contractor for plumbing, and he went. This is how McDonough got involved with doing the plumbing for Rapture. He, him and his crew went to Andrew Ryan because he called because the plumbing in the toilet in Mr. Ryan's office in New York was on the fritz. So McDonough went there. Ryan watched him the whole time do it. McDonough did it really quick, and then he wrote Andrew Ryan a slip for the bill. And Ryan's like, I think his exact words were, "A lot of people would have charged more or even tried to rob you." McDonough replied saying, "I charged whatever I got paid to do for the job I
Yeah.
did." To the point that McDonough, like Ryan pays him the check, no problem, writes the check out, gives it to him, and McDonough leaves. Next morning, Ryan's secretary calls like, "Mr. Ryan wants to hire you as his head of contracting. Do you accept?" So that's how McDonough got
Yeah,
involved
because
because
that
Ryan.
was in an audio log
Right.
that you could find.
It was interesting hearing because McDonough be like, Mr. Roy, and how he's that hoity-toity, all these rich folks and stuff. Because he was because actually, ironically, McDonough actually was in World War One or Two. He was a British pilot.
I think it was World War II because Rapture started like 1950 or something.
Hold on, I'm getting the book.
I think it was 1950 when he started doing all this.
Hold on.
What?
I got the book. Oh, no, my Freddy action figure fell off the bookshelf. It's
Not
fine.
my action figure.
Not my action figures. Let me see. Book. There it is. And I love how the beginning of the book is the fucking monologue Ryan gives you.
Is it really?
Yeah, literally, it's before the
Nice.
prologue chapter. I am Andrew Ryan, and I am here to ask you a question. Is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow? No, says the man in Washington. It belongs to the poor. No, says the man in the Vatican. It belongs to God. No, says the man in Moscow. It belongs to everyone. I rejected those answers. Instead, I chose something different. I chose the impossible. I chose Rapture. And it just keeps going on.
I'm
I thought
sure
that was
he
actually.
doesn't whisper it, but
Wait, he was like that
yeah, he
Rapture.
does
Like he's
that
like that
like
raspy.
dramatic. He does that like dramatic effect, but he doesn't like whisper it. He's
Like,
not trying to seduce you.
Rapture. Anyway, no. Oh, 1945. That's when Ryan decided.
Yeah, so
Build Ryan
right
decided.
as World War II ended.
Yeah, like 1946 is when he met McDonough. But yeah, First Brigade British pilot. Also, anybody interested, it is a really good book. You can find it online or in a store. I'm not promoting the book. I've actually read half the book. It's really well written. It's written by John Shirley. He has his bestseller Demons, the cyberpunk classic City Come a Walkin', Eclipse in Black Glass, and his latest urban fantasy novel Bleak History. Oh, and here's something interesting. He co-wrote the script for The Crow.
What's the Crow?
You've never seen The Crow?
Nope.
You fucking suck. It's a good movie. It's a
Already
90s movie.
established this. This is why I'm a meme.
It's based off. It was Brandon Lee, the son of Jackie Chan's last movie because he got killed on set.
Oh, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's the movie. It's a great movie. I own the movie and I own the comic books. Got the movie on damn Blu-ray. Okay, going back to BioShock. He knew Cohen before he started building Rapture because him and Cohen would always invite Ryan to his performances on stage. Yes, Narok, The Crow. It's a comic book series about a rock and roll artist that gets killed. Him and his fiance get killed on All Hallows Eve. And he comes back from the dead a year later and gets revenge on all of them. It's a good comic book, too. Good comic book and a great movie. It's a great 90s movie. So you knew Cohen. I love because the whole book's in third person.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, good. I love when they introduced Frank Fontaine. Because he does so many different fucking disguises. First, he owns a bar that he stole from a guy who couldn't pay his tabs. Then all of a sudden, when he's trying to find out more about Ryan, he disguises himself as a truck driver by stuffing a pillow into his overalls, walking with a limp and squinting his eye and having like an Irish accent. Like,
excuse me, Narok. I read good things too.
Shots fired. Ha ha, shots fired. So it's interesting, like reading about those and that knowing that Frank Fontaine, even from the beginning, was just fucking downright just a sleazebag. But it's fun reading about him. Then he knew the whales did. He had hired the whales to build Rapture because they built cathedrals back in Ireland.
Sure you do, Narok. Sure you do.
But yeah, so what was your first thoughts about Andrew Ryan when you first heard about him?
I mean, I didn't think he was a bad person, but like all people who try to break the norm of I'm gonna do this my way and see what the hell happens, it normally doesn't go well. as we saw from the decrepit state of Rapture when we entered it.
He is not a dick, Nurok. He is a genius of a man. I'm just kidding. He's a fucking nut.
Geniusy, which I is one of am.
No, it's interesting because in the book he's so determined to build this city, but he's so sophisticated. So it tells you that his time in Rapture, he's overworked, and just people rioting and all this other shit that happens to him. I just think slowly but surely he just starts to go insane. Even after
Yeah.
even after what he did in the game before the events of the main game, it's just the slow descendants of madness where he can't trust anybody, so he just becomes so consumed and
It's
just
it's
nervous
because he
that
was so determined to do it his way, and
right.
he wasn't gonna let anyone tell him that he couldn't do something.
And here in the book, it does work for a while, quite a while. It works for a while. How it works because people are open about it, but it's just when people start, craving the sunlight. Why are certain things this way? He's trying to, control the city and keep it from, going into a riot or a war. Because
Hmm.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he put like fucking billions of dollars into making this city, and he did it under the noses of the fucking government to the point that the FBI agents and CIA were like fucking under in disguise going around the docks
Hmm.
trying to figure out what the fuck he was doing. And he was so damn nervous. He's like, "We gotta launch the ships tonight before they figure it out." Um, so I don't know. I think it's just that he he's a man that was determined, but his determination is the cause of his undoing. Best
It
words I can.
was because he got paranoid,
He
and
got so paranoid and
he didn't really put a system into place to prevent any of the bad things that happened. Like he said, "Oh, scientists have free reign, pretty much." Well, when you give scientists free reign, unethical things happen, and then ultimately the people around those scientists get hurt and
case
spiral out of control, like the splicers.
case in point, splicers. So now we're on the topic of splicers. Um, how the splicers are created are that these are people who have spliced with plasmids way too much, so they pretty much just become drug addicts, and they become
Except instead of relying on a drug, it's literally rewriting their DNA.
literally. Which I think it's ironic with all the how Ryan has perceived himself just being like an atheist in the game, that he calls the stuff that you purchase the atoms with in the game, the stuff you purchase the plasmids with, calling atom, and the thing to replenish your
It's called
plasmids is called
Eve.
Eve, Adam
Yeah.
and Eve from the Bible. Which I just thought that was an interesting play on with what they did with that, because like we're rewriting what God created, so we're gonna just pretty much Andrew Ryan pretty much gave God the middle finger
Yeah, pretty
in a
much.
sense. Um, see, I haven't gotten that far, so I don't know if the splicers were becoming a thing because I'm still reading it on my phone. Because I actually, funny thing, I bought the book on my phone first, and then when I got my new phone, I couldn't get it on my. I told Eric Vassal the story. I couldn't get it back on my phone, so I bought the book, and then when the book came, oh look at that, bam, it's back on my phone all of a sudden.
So now he has
So,
two copies of the same book.
so I have a copy on my phone, so when like I'm at work, I can read it, and then the other copy on my bookshelf. Um. So, what is Adam? Gonna jump into what Adam is. Adam is this genetic goo, if you will. It's made out of these slugs that were these underwater slugs that these divers found. That in an audio diary you could find in the first game that these sea slugs apparently had attached to a sailor who his hands were so crippled he couldn't do anything. But then the next day he was able to wiggle his fingers for the first time in years, and he was as strong as that. So they took the slug, and they analyzed it, and they were able to like, oh, we can rewrite DNA and give you superpowers, pretty much. But again, this is what undid the undo with Ryan. If you do not let things have scientific trials, you're gonna have what these pretty much bad eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Like,
in case in point, splicers.
because people say, "Oh, look at this effect! It's exactly what I want," and they don't think about the side effects or consequences of doing that thing.
I mean, shit. Was it the second game? Was that the amusement park? Where it's
I
just like a
think, yeah,
scientist.
it was the second one.
It's like, but the parasites say no. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
like
you need like I.
in the second game, there's an amusement park. I guess it's an amusement park, and you
Yeah.
walk around, and it's an exhibit on how everything came to be, pretty much. Just claim it's the customer's fault and slap an Apple logo on it.
Oh damn! You're talking to a guy who owns an iPhone and an Apple Watch.
I do not.
I mean, it took me a while before I switched to Apple products, but anyway. So also like I was okay with like I was like, oh, the artist thing, like the artist, he explores his mind, but the parasite says no. Okay, yes, I'm all for free creativity, but
Yeah,
within
free,
reason.
free creativity. Yeah, go for it. But if you're doing like free reign on science that includes the unethical shit, then you gotta have some kind of cap on that. You gotta have some kind of, I hate to say it, but this goes against what Ryan wanted, but governing body to say you can't do this
Well,
without the proper precautions like control groups and all that stuff.
technically speaking, Ryan did have a governing body, the council. These
But
were
they
the
didn't do shit.
true, but like yeah, true. Because I mean, the council was Ryan, Suchan, McDonough, Sullivan, Sander Cohen's. The fuck was her name? The Russian lady or
Oh,
German lady?
shit. Tenenbaum?
Ah, yeah, Tenenbaum,
Yeah.
and then I mean
'Cause
Sophia Land technically
she's a key part in the second game.
to keep part in both games.
Well, yeah, but more so in the second.
Not really, because she's only in like I mean at the first DLC, yeah, the Minerva's Den DLC, but she's
Yeah.
only seen in that for like Tenenbaum's more in the first game, because in the second game she's only in that first scene and you don't hear from her ever again. So only in
Until
that one.
Minerva's dead.
Yeah, Minerva's Den, she's more of a key factor in there, but like the main BioShock 2, she's just in that one part with before you meet Sinclair.
Yeah.
So yeah.
What?
Yeah, Sinclair. We'll get to that. But here's the thing with going with free art. This goes into Sander Cohen's. I don't think necessarily free art means to cryogenically freeze your student's legs to a piano with dynamite that you have your hand on the fucking trigger because he's not playing the right song right and you blow him up.
Oh yeah, when you first meet Cohen.
Cohen fucking gave me the like. Cohen at first was like Shades.
Right?
That bad. Like, God, I do not get the fuck away from me.
For those of you who do not know what he just referenced, Shade is from Borderlands 2. He's the creepiest motherfucker you will ever see in a video game.
Yep, he better not be back in the sequel.
I think he died somewhere. I hope he died.
No, technically, I don't know if he did.
I hope he died.
I mean, I don't know. He might be back in the new DLC for Borderlands 2.
Oh God, please no.
I don't know. I don't know nothing about the DLC 2. We've decided we're not playing the DLC 2 until we actually play it when we play Borderlands 2, which we're almost done with pre-sequel. So hopefully
next week.
Hopefully we can try to beat it so we can get on Borderlands 2 because we're not playing the DLCs. We're just finishing the story mode.
We're right at the end. We should be able to.
Yeah, we're at Sarpedon's boss battle.
Yeah. So we should be able to.
We should be able to beat it that night. Shit, I will stay up an extra hour if I have to. I want to fucking beat it. Anyway, because we got, speaking if anybody's curious why we have not live streamed in 2 weeks?
Because not R2, but another cat decided to chew through my headset cord, and I finally got them in today. Because fucking FedEx. Do not like FedEx.
And I had an inner ear infection, and boy did it fucking suck.
Speaking of games, I picked up GTA 5 on G2A just to say fuck you directly to Rockstar. Oh my god.
Rockstar the game company or Rockstar
Yes,
me?
Rockstar the game company.
Okay, I'm about to say, what the fuck you mean? I guess get back to BioShock. Because, Cohen was... I guess Cohen technically was like a break in the story. Yeah, sorry. Just like how fucking creepy it is when you first meet him and Atlas is trying to tell you all these... The Campany. Copy. And it's just the fucking opera music playing to drown him out because I think Cohen knew Atlas was gonna say shit and he's just like, I'm gonna fuck with this guy.
Okay, so real talk, Cohen is creepy as shit, but Cohen's masterpiece is actually really good.
It's fucking hysterical.
No, I mean on the soundtrack.
Oh,
if you listen to the whole thing, it's actually pretty good. But Cohen himself is creepy as hell.
Well, he had, when I was reading Cohen when they first, he already had the sense of he wanted to be the spotlight. Yeah. He wanted to be the guy, the only one they paid attention. So the seeds of, he's an artist too, so the seeds of mental instability were already slowly happening.
Yeah.
You put him in an undersea water, under a city under the sea, and you leave him to his fucking, do whatever the fuck you want. Then you really are just fucking, literally, it's like literally giving a madman a loaded M fucking assault rifle. Just go batshit.
It's you're leaving him alone to his demons, and that's the worst thing you can do.
Right. To the point, there's even an audio diary of a poem he wrote, or a poem or a song or some.
I think it was story, a poem.
The bunny, the white rabbit or the bunny rabbit.
Yeah.
He's like, I can't take the arrows off. I want to take the fucking ears off, but I fucking can't. It's like, Jesus fucking Christmas, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah, right.
I do love
so in terms of creepiness, it's still Medical Center first, and then.
Oh no! Medical Center was just disturbing.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
I mean, in terms of disturbing.
Right.
It's Medical Center and then Cohen, but in terms of what the fuck is going on, get me out of here, it's Cohen and then Medical Center.
Yeah. I like the music when you're first introduced to Fort Frolic, when Cohen's like, welcome to Fort Frolic, and it plays that music I love because it's so dramatic. It fits perfectly for what you have to do for Cohen, which is you're hunting down 3 of his former disciples, killing them and taking their photo for his masterpiece.
Yep.
Pretty much.
Were there five photos you had to get? I think there were 5. Because 3 of them were in Fort Frolic.
No, 4.
4 of them were in Fort Frolic?
Mm-hmm. No. One was the first guy that blew up on the piano. The other three are around. You have to go out. You have
Oh
to
yeah,
rob it.
that's right. Because
The ice guy.
you had to take the picture yourself. That's right.
Yeah, the Iceman guy, the fucking drunk, and then the guy who's in the records, the Rapture
Yeah,
records, sets up the vehicle
yeah,
and explodes.
that's right. It's
So
been
it was
so
4.
long since I've played. I played it.
I have a good
I
memory.
tried to play it last year on stream for October, but I don't remember why I stopped. I honestly don't.
Reasons.
Pretty much. One of these days I have to replay all 3 of them because I do want to play
Right.
Infinite on stream one of these days.
Well, let's talk about the medical center since we're talking about creepiness. That place.
No, Nurok, I was not.
God damn it. The second I saw the fucking picture with the scissors and shit and the blood, I was like,
Oh, when you first opened the door?
yeah, when the lights just
Yeah.
turn on, I'm like,
And you see you okay, so you open the door and you see like a corpse hanging. Wait, or is it
yeah,
another one?
no, it was a corpse.
Was
There
it
was
a
a corpse
hanging
there.
corpse or was it a corpse on the floor?
No, there's a bunch of corpses hanging around in that fucking place.
Yeah, that's right. I remember one of them was like hanging almost crucifix style.
That was when you in the boss battle. There was 3 of them.
Yeah, that's right.
They were on like these fucking like Dr. Frankenstein like tables and
Yeah,
shit.
that's
Which
right.
apparently I heard that scene got a lot of controversy.
I think you can actually cremate them. Or you can, in the medical center, you get something by cremating a body. I don't remember what
Yeah,
it was. I
when you
think it
get
might
your
have been an audio log or a plasmid.
no, it was a tonic. It was in the medical. It was when
It
you're
was
going to
in the
buy the fire. When
crematory.
you're going to buy the no, it wasn't the cream. It was when you're buying the incinerate plasmid for the first time.
Yeah.
There's a body and with a that's in a furnace. So you just push the button and then you push it again, and then there's a tonic in these ashes.
Yeah.
So it was a random one, but yeah. No, like when I first saw that when the lights turned on, just the last like just fall of blood. I was like, no, no,
I think that was the point where I stopped playing the first time.
no. I was just like, nope, nope. I saved the game. I shut it off. I was like, nope, done.
Yeah, exactly.
Nope. I was like, oh, it's midnight. Nope, done, done. Where's Skyrim? Let me play Skyrim. Done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Done. But no. So yeah, and that fucking boss battle is just like this one. The whole thing of like Dr. Stein, he's gone fucking so crazy that he has imagining seeing the Greek goddess Aphrodite, who in Greek mythology. Shit. Hold on, I have a Greek mythology book.
I was gonna say you have a whole book on that.
Give me a second. I think I don't want to get it wrong with like the wrong who I'm thinking of because there's 2 goddesses.
Was it Aphrodite, the goddess of fertility?
Give me a second. If anybody wants to know where to pick up this book, check out Amazon. Called Mythology: Timeless Tales of Gods and Heroes by Edith Hamilton.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored, but it has Greek, Roman, and Norse mythology all in one for $20.
R2, why are you just standing there?
Gods. Aphrodite. God number 9.
Ancient Greek goddess associated with love, beauty, pleasure, passion, and procreation. Yeah, fertility.
Okay, no.
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
fertility. I was thinking of Persephone, who was the wife of Hades.
Yeah.
Wrong one.
Persephone,
Okay.
wasn't Persephone in BioShock at some point?
That was the name of one of the places.
That's right.
I mean, like,
Because Dr. Steinman was
He's obsessed.
he was obsessed with perfection. And he was actually, when you first go into that room, he's operating on somebody.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, it's beautiful, thank you," or something like that. And he's like, "No, it's still ugly. I must fix it." And then he's like ripping apart her face or something.
Yeah, it was
And
like
it's
a
like,
nose. Somebody wanted a nose job, and he's like, I never noticed how much that nose kind of scraps up, and he just starts cutting and like,
yeah,
give me that surgery.
yeah.
Yeah,
It,
Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, who
it's freaking,
beguiled all.
it's freaking disturbing. The first time you see it, it's like, what the fuck is going on?
Here's something interesting.
But
Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty, who belittled all gods and men alike, the laughter-loving goddess who laughed sweetly or mockingly at those her wiles had conjured, the irresistible goddess who stole away even the wits of the wise.
yep.
That's interesting about that. I love how I have all these
Persephone
references.
is essentially the Greek version of a succubus.
Yeah, Persephone became the wife of Hades.
Yep.
Pretty much. We're not talking about Greek mythology, but that just came up. So let's talk about our main character, the playable character himself, which his name was never really revealed in the game until later on. The name was Jack.
Yeah, they called him Jack.
Which was his.
Yeah.
The reason why everybody knows one of the walking on Artemis in the Forest. Have not read that one.
Artemis was the goddess of hunting.
Yeah, I know about that
For
because I'm playing
archery.
Assassin's Creed. No, she's the goddess of the hunt.
Yeah.
Because I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey, so there's a lot of mythology. I mean, shit, I just fought fucking Medusa the other day.
I still need to get Odyssey. I still need to play Origins. That's one thing I want to do before the end of the year is play Origins.
Yeah, you can get Origins, and I mean, Odyssey has all the DLCs out. But anyway, we're not talking about Odyssey. We're talking about BioShock.
Right.
The reason why his name was revealed online was that there was that cut dialogue of it. It was like, "Son," like they told me, "Son, you're special." When Jag is monologuing or the title screen.
Yeah, when you're in the airplane.
Yeah, there was a cut. There was more dialogue that was cut. Give me 2 seconds. I will find it. Yep, this was it. Well, let's see. So we get the son. You're special. You were one to do great things. You know what? They were right. It was when Mom and Dad put me on that plane to visit my cousins in England. They told me that. Oh no, wait. I know why. It was his fucking license in his wallet.
Oh, you could see it on the license?
Mm-hmm.
I never really looked into that.
Somebody took it was on his passport in the wallet.
Yeah, I know it showed the wallet, but it didn't really. It went right to the picture of the family. It didn't really stop on the.
No, it's his passport. I guess
Yeah.
somewhere in the game he has a passport.
It's in the airplane.
Oh, yeah. His name is Jack Wynard. Or Winard. Winand. That's it.
Winand.
Something like that. Anyway.
Sounds Midwestern.
Because I think he's like technically from Boston, but we figure out later on where he really came from. Boston. He's like somewhere in New England. So, playing as Jack to me, because I'll start it off. This was just like an everyday guy. This wasn't like some fucking like Duke Nukem guy with fucking going guns ablaze. This was just some guy who happened to crash land on a plane that happened to be near a lighthouse that led to an underwater city. And how he's fucking stuck there. So it really made you get that sense of this is just an average day guy that's stuck in this situation because he has no choice.
Yep.
is when my first, that's what they were going for before you found out what the fuck he really is,
Yeah.
which he really is Cthulhu. I'm just kidding. What a tweet! What a twist!
What a twist!
What a twist! No, we don't want to get into details about it. I mean, this game's been out for like what, way over
BioShock
10
came out in
years.
2005?
I think it was
Something?
2008.
Oh, yeah, it was 8.
Was
That's
it 8?
right.
Hold on. Maybe 2007. Hold on.
I think it was 2008.
Hold on.
Fable came out in 2005. Why the hell did I mix that up? It was
Which?
2008. But when I got it, it was one of those when Xbox still did those
Oh no, it's
greatest
2007.
hits. When Xbox still did those greatest hits
Mm-hmm.
games where they re-released them in a silver case, that's when I got
Oh, they still do
BioShock.
that.
Not for Xbox One.
Oh yeah, no, they just do
They
something else.
re-release old 360 games that are backwards compatible on Xbox One,
Right,
but they don't look any different.
right.
Back when they did it on the 360, it came in a silver case and it
Yeah, no, I
had
have a
greatest hits on it.
that or like I have was Saints Row 1 and 2 in a double pack, and it says platinum
What
hits.
are you looking at?
Um.
What?
So what was your first best? And what was your first feelings towards Jack? Like what was your first instinct, like impulse when you were, if you were like in his shoes?
I mean, if I were in his shoes, I don't know what I would have done.
If I was in his shoes, I would fucking just wait until daytime.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
Just
shit,
wait,
they're gonna.
just wait for someone to find the crashed plane. I mean, it's literally a ring of fire.
Or better yet, how about don't get on a fucking plane? Well, we can't.
But
We
yeah,
know why.
if you in the beginning sequence of BioShock, if you try to swim out of the area of the plane, it's like a ring of fire literally cuts you off.
No, and I understand that why he would try to get in somewhere like, I mean, he's wearing a fucking sweater and he in cold ocean water, so hypothermia.
Hmm.
But still, I mean, don't take the fucking bathysphere. There's rugs on the ground. Just go in the lighthouse, get the rug, fucking dry yourself off. It's probably warm in there, and just wait. Some fucking random fisherman's gonna go by like, "Arr, there to be a lighthouse and there's a fire and a plane crash. Let's radio this in. Oh wait, there's a man right there. Let's go."
Yeah, right.
God, I mean that's the whole point of setting up stuff like it's like fucking scary movies. Like the fucking Scooby Doo their way in. Like let's go to that creepy house. There's no way it's haunted.
Like that Geico commercial. Let's hide by the chainsaws.
Yeah, we can get into the fully powered Prius.
Why don't we get into the running car? And it's literally
That's
on and running. And they're like, oh, let's
and it's
hide by the
brand new.
chainsaws.
Are you kidding me? That's a stupid idea. You're right. Let's hide behind all those saw blades and weapons.
And then the killer's like, the fuck?
Killer's just like, God damn it. Take my fucking Prius. I don't want it. That's why I left it running. I don't know if it
Right.
was a Prius. I
You
don't know.
remember that?
God,
It's like the dumbest Geico commercial. Well, I'm sure there were dumber ones, but it was pretty up there.
I mean, shit. We gotta thank Geico for the fucking caveman TV show that lasted a couple episodes.
Oh god.
They
I
had that TV
forgot
show.
there was actually a TV show.
And you know what it was about, really?
Hope you're having a calm day. Wish you the best. Thank you, Petite. How are
Thank you,
you doing,
Petite.
my friend?
Hey,
What was the caveman show about? Wasn't it supposed to be a sitcom or something?
it was like a sitcom. I only know about it. I remember seeing commercials for it. I never watched it. I watched Cinema Snob review it. But apparently it was like the show was it was so like I guess it was trying to tackle racism because the cavemen are like a different like subs, like they're different like race apparently
I
in the
mean,
show. And
they're not Caucasian. They're like the ancestor race, I guess.
right. But it's like just people that they look like cavemen. They don't act like cavemen,
Yeah.
and it's just stupid. It's like a fucking ripoff of like Friends or The Big Bang Theory.
Great to see you. How are you? I'm doing okay. How are you doing,
Um,
Petite?
well, let's get back on BioShock because we're gonna go. Apologize, ladies and gentlemen, because we're going a lot of fucking rabbit
Tangents.
holes.
I mean, when don't we?
Too much. Oh, Petite was playing Steph's Couch Simulator.
Isn't
Sorry,
that
Petite.
isn't that the one where? Yeah, I'm not getting into that, but you know exactly where I'm going with that.
Do you guys like Friends?
I've never actually seen Friends. I have seen The Big Bang Theory. I
The
don't
only
really care
episode
for
of
it, honestly.
the only episode of The Big Bang Theory I ever watched was the one where fucking Mark Hamill answered the door because of the dog, and that was about it.
Nice.
Friends, bits and pieces. Like sometimes it was on like night, and I was just trying to fall asleep. Yeah, but no. I love Sims. I'm not a big fan of The Sims. I'm not like into those. I'm not. I'm not. Bad mouthing you. It's just a running joke with one of our
One
friends
of
that
our
I always call.
one of our friends is like religiously plays The Sims,
I'm just not a big fan.
and
It's like I've played it, but just not a big fan. But I always tell her it's a couch simulator
because it is.
because she goes like, "Oh, I'm playing The Sims tonight. I was playing The Sims last night till like 5 in the morning."
Yeah, she told
Oh,
me that
really?
one day, and I'm like,
Oh, you played a couch
and I'm
simulator.
like, you need to go to bed.
Oh, you played a couch simulator. I was playing, Oh, me? Oh, I was just fighting, you know, zombies and fucking fighting zombies in a shopping mall. Or, oh, I was fighting Anubis in the deserts in ancient Egypt. Or I was fucking in a post-apocalyptic world with a fucking dog that never dies.
Yeah, right.
But no, yeah, no. Definitely need to make sure you got your sim doesn't catch fire. Or don't forget to take the step ladder, put the step ladder in the pool. Anyway, uh, due to the success of the first BioShock game and gaining all the sales records, of course, a sequel had to be made, and that was the 2009-2010 BioShock 2. BioShock 2 is very interesting because, unlike the first game where you had a choice between everybody fan of action, I mean that's everybody petite. Some people like example, my brother likes playing fucking Fortnite because it's something quick and easy to play. I like games, take you a while, RPGs, games that have a good story. We're talking about BioShock, the entire series, petite. We just finished talking about BioShock 1. Now we're on to BioShock 2. Um, BioShock 2 being released.
Fortnite is bad. Yeah, it is.
Yes,
And
Narek, I hate.
okay, so another side tangent. Fortnite just introduced mechs into season 10, and Titanfall was trending on Twitter, and everyone was getting excited. Is there a Titanfall 3? No, it's just fucking
No,
Fortnite.
stupid fucking Fortnite. He's playing that right now. That's why I'm hearing him screaming. And then he comes up to me, my brother, goes, "Dude, go download Fortnite. I gotta pwn your ass." I said, "Fuck you. I hate Fortnite. It's fucking a piece of shit. It's gonna be
I
dead
mean,
in like."
if he wants to play a real battle royale, he can just download Apex.
He does. He says Apex is shit.
Really?
He does not. He played Apex. Does not
Because your
like it.
brother's a total idiot.
Yeah.
I can say
You
that
don't need
from
to tell me twice.
experience because I've actually met his brother on multiple occasions.
Yep. I'm not a big fan. I try to get him in other games. Like he wants to. He has a horrible taste in games. Well, Narak, he plays a lot of Fortnite, or he will play. Thank you, Petit, for
Thank you,
glad
Petite.
you. Yeah, Nurok. I'm trying to get him into the games. Like saying now he plays Skyrim, so just that.
You guys like Civ? I play Civ
Never played it.
occasionally. I have Civ 5. I haven't touched it in over a year. I want to get back into it some point.
I've
Right
heard of
now,
it.
right now I'm grinding Destiny 2.
Right now,
No shame.
never played. I've seen it. Never played Civ. Right now, I'm just playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey and trying to get back on the Sinking City. I gotta look up a walkthrough.
It gets you evolve.
Thank
I mean,
you.
Nurok does stream occasionally.
Yes. And Nurok is shocked. Robot shock. Anyway, go back to BioShock 2. um, the biggest thing with BioShock 2 was unlike BioShock 1, where you had to choose between shooting a gun or using a plasmid. BioShock 2 introduced dual wielding. Plus, the main character was very, very, very interesting, being that in the first game it was introduced as a enemy character known as the Big Daddies. You actually play as one of the Big Daddies in BioShock 2, known as Subject Delta.
Yep.
Bastin, what was your first thoughts when you heard about being able to play as a Big Daddy in BioShock 2?
I was honestly excited.
See, I didn't understand why there was a guy in a giant. I actually thought it was funny because when I saw the case cover for BioShock 2, because at the time BioShock 2 came out, Borderlands 1 had come out, so I got Borderlands, and I looked at BioShock. I said, is it just like every game you playing a guy in a giant diving suit? Until I figured out that's not the case.
Nope.
Um, so,
But yeah,
I thought it was.
so sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, you go ahead. That's all.
I mean, I was excited to play as a Big Daddy type character
Right.
because it's different than your typical first person shooter RPG like BioShock 1 was. I mean, don't get me wrong, BioShock 1 was a lot of fun. I mean, it's still the better of 3 games, but
Nice.
but okay, it's the better of the 2. Infinite is its own league, but
True. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about Infinite next.
but 2, it was just an interesting twist on how you could play the game in the same environment with the same well, a lot of the same elements like plasmids and everything like that.
Right. Plus, it also gave you a chance to have different guns instead of just having a pistol, a little revolver,
Had
and a SMG. You had a fucking
Yeah,
drill you can use. A
you had a
goddamn fucking
drill, had a rivet gun,
a
you
mini,
had
a fucking minigun, pretty much.
yeah.
Double barrel shotgun.
It was essentially any weapon you could not wield as Jack, you could wield as Subject Delta.
Also, the newest thing with the first game, you had the choice of either the Little Sisters, which were pretty much little girls that pretty much zombified almost.
Yeah, pretty much. Thanks
They
to
collect
Tenenbaum.
this Tenenbaum. They're the ones that go out and collect Adam from dead splicers.
Oh yeah,
So
side tangent back to BioShock 1. Wasn't there or was it in 2 where there was like a flashback sequence where you saw the little sisters in training with Tenenbaum?
that was 3. That was
Was it
actually
3?
Infinite's. It was Infinite's DLC.
Oh yeah, that was Buried at Sea, that's right.
Yeah, we'll get
Okay.
to that.
I thought it was 2 for some reason.
No, it was 3 because going back also to 1 with the whole splicing. It was actually an interesting dynamic in the original development for BioShock 1 was that the more it was originally going to be having that the more Jack spliced, the more mutated he would become, but they decided to get rid of it at the last second because they figured fans would just not get as much enjoyment because some fans would probably just choose not to use plasmids to get a better ending.
Yeah.
But it was like they actually had a model, like the more and more Jack would have spliced, the more mutated he would have looked.
That
To the
would have been
point
interesting.
it
It's
would
like
have been, but they
it's
also
like
figured
it's like in KOTOR when you go dark side, your features become more and more evil looking.
similar also to, I never played it, but I've seen gameplay footage of Infamous Second Son. When you choose uh, good decisions, Delsin's outfit becomes more lighter. But when you choose, like, he'll have like a white hoodie on, and
Yeah.
his clothes will look a lot lighter, and like the logo on his back of his denim vest he wears, becomes more of like a peaceful bird. But if he chooses evil decisions, his clothes become red. He wears like leather pants, and like he has dark circles under his eyes, and it's like a vulture.
Nice.
That was like probably if I got a PS4, it would have been the first game I played because it looked interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It would have been interesting, but the game designers also thought it would probably be way too difficult for fans later on in the game when you really needed plasmids for taking down Big Daddies.
Yeah.
Because
Like
that would else
plasmids are essential to taking down big daddies.
right. Plus, it would also count that even if you say, "Oh, I'll just keep the first plasmid," no, even if you upgraded it, it still counted
Yeah.
as a mutation. So that's why they got rid of it. Going back to BioShock 2, interesting thing with the little sisters with playing as Delta, playing as a Big Daddy, unlike the first game where the only choice you had was either to harvest the little sister, killing a little girl
Or her atom in
for
order
more
to
Adam,
further mutate yourself.
or to save them, thus getting less Adam, but you still get some Adam. Plus, I preferred saving the girls because Bob gave you, because anytime you save three little sisters,
She gave
she
you
would
a gift.
the little sisters gave you a gift with
Yeah.
more Adam,
Yeah.
plus a fucking free plasmid or a tonic or ammo and shit.
Yeah. And the ending was better.
Yeah, I actually got all three endings in
Oh, did
BioShock
you
1.
really?
My
I've
first ending,
never actually seen the bad ending.
the bad ending. It was the bad ending, the indecisive ending, and the good ending. I got the bad ending because I accidentally harvested a little sister first, and I was like, "This is too fucking creepy." I accidentally did the second one. Like, damn it, no. Never mind. But if you harvest two or more little sisters, you get the bad ending, even if you save the other ones, which is kind of stupid. The indecisive one is the only. It's just the same as the bad ending, except Tannenbaum just feels sorry for you.
Nice.
But like when you get the bad ending, she's just fucking pissed off at you because you have a fucking nuclear warhead and you send splicers to the surface.
What?
You control the splicers, and
Nice.
you have a fucking nuclear warhead. You got your hands on the trigger, so you pretty much that's what they mentioned in BioShock 2 when you're going to the train station. You hear like there's this group of splicers around a fire barrel saying like, "Now I heard he's up top side. He got his with all these young girls. He's got his drinking away, and he's got his hands on the fucking trigger for the bomb." It's like, "Oh, I heard he took all the girls, and he's living happily ever after." So it's like just tells.
It
It's a way
just
to
it just
to
explains the three endings. Or two endings, I guess.
that or whatever ending. It makes it that it's indecisive of what ending really happened.
Yeah.
Because we have the players pick the bad ending, or the good ending.
So it's not like Far Cry 5 New Dawn where you're stuck with one ending.
Right, but New Dawn could easily have been an expansion.
Yeah.
It easily could have, but it's fine. New Dawn was good. New Dawn was okay. It was a pretty good game.
I've not played it or 5.
It's all right. Five was interesting. New Dawn was kind of like just pretty much the same, but you had more customization options with this playable character. But the interesting going back to it, since with BioShock 2, you have the option. You can just sister right then and there, or you can put her to work. You can harvest. You can take her to she'll lead you to where there's a dead body with Adam, and you have to guard her. Pretty much just got to guard her from the splicers. But you'll get more Adam doing that, and you can
Yeah.
still save her. Which I fucking
Honestly,
hate.
that's what I did.
I hated Sinclair's first thing. Time he's like, oh man, well, our tin daddy actually had a heart. You have enough Adam for the plasmid, barely. Like, fuck you.
Yeah, right. Sinclair's a total ass.
It was, and then I kind of felt bad for him at the ending. Yeah, now we're going into Sinclair. Sinclair pretty much is the Tenenbaum / Atlas navigator. Pretty much in the first game, Atlas kind of helped you navigate, telling you about the areas and just telling you what was going on. And then Tenenbaum later on in the first game took over for Atlas because of reasons we don't want to get into. Sinclair takes over because Tenenbaum introduces it, and then Sinclair takes over after the first 2 levels. And Sinclair becomes sort of like your partner, which I started getting like Sinclair.
Didn't Tenenbaum like go into hiding because of Sinclair?
Sophia. Because the thing is, at the ending of the first game, Tenenbaum left the city. And then she came back because Sophia Lamb in the second game was kidnapping girls from the surface.
Yeah, that's right.
She was in hiding because Sophia Lamb sunk her submersible and made her in the splicers gave chase. So Tenenbaum was hiding out in the ticket booth with the little sister she's already saved.
Yeah. I remembered she was in hiding, but I didn't remember why.
That's the reason. No.
Yeah.
She doesn't really trust Sinclair too much, but she has no choice. It's like, I have no choice, I gotta trust you. Because Sinclair in the BioShock series, technically he owns a hotel. We owned a hotel. But he was kind of like a Louisiana sleazy salesman. Like, he's the type of guy that would con you out of all your money.
Yeah.
Those door-to-door salesmen that would try to con you out of all your money. Like, here, look, it's the Wonder Vacuum. Oh, wait, oh, shit, it broke. Well, I can't do anything about it. Bye.
Yeah, you still have to pay me for it.
Yeah.
R2. Stop that.
Sorry, I'm eating sour Skittles.
What?
I was wondering where the munching is coming from in the crinkling bag. And I got the share size. But I'm not sharing. I'm sharing these with me because I just want to rub it in everybody's face. It's so.
You want to go out? Is that what you're meowing at me for?
Yes.
No, now she's hiding under the bed.
Wow.
She was.
I had peanut butter M&Ms.
Out from under the bed. What the heck, Cat? What do you
I
want?
wish I could have found those in a rack, but I like the pretzel M&Ms. But I've been craving fucking sour Skittles for a couple of days because I finally bought some.
Peanut butter M&Ms are great.
Yeah.
Oh, that reminds me. I found an Asian specialty store over by my work, and they have mochi. So I have like a pack of mochi.
Motherfucker. You motherfucker.
There's peanut, sesame, and red bean. I think. Yeah. I have not opened this yet.
I gotta check It's Sugar. Because I've been watching these Japanese commercials of this taffy.
You do not need it.
If anybody's interested, it's funny as shit. It's called The Long Long Man. And it's just a commercial it's a commercial for taffy. So there's it's funny with this commercials, they made it into like a mini series where each commercial.
A mini series of commercials?
Like each commercial is it's like a little drama.
Oh.
Where it's like this couple where the husband prefers small gummies, but anytime she sees this bearded Asian guy, and he's just like, everyone's like, oh man, it's just like this gigantic 1 foot long taffy, and it's fucking hysterical.
Oh my god.
I want to try that taffy so damn badly, and I can't. I didn't know if it was at It's Sugar.
And before Rockstar mugs Blast the emoji.
He's lucky he lives too far away because I just like fucking sneak in and he'd be like, "The fuck are you doing?" Just like pocket sand.
Yeah, you would just Dale Gribble me and be like, "Pocket sand, and just run."
And I just fucking like Forrest Gump run. Man, I was running like the fucking wind.
You know how much this cost me? It's only $4.
Not bad.
For 15 of these.
That's fine, but I got a share size skill and I'm only sharing it with myself. So good.
Damn the powdered sugar.
Going back, BioShock 2.
No.
Aslan,
No.
who was the one villain, Vaslin, in BioShock 2 you hated the most?
Do not need it. No. You could see her face right now.
I can't.
No. No.
I hear a cat
Sophia.
going meow.
Yeah, that's R2.
Why do you hate Sophia? Why do you hate Sophia Lamb? Why are you hating on her?
I just didn't like her.
Was it the same? Interesting thing also with BioShock 2, there were 6 different endings.
You know, I only ever played through it once.
I've been through it a couple of times, but I always got the good ending. There were 6 different endings to that game. 6.
How could you get 6 endings?
Because it's either like the very good ending, a kind of good ending, a sad ending, and it's like a fucking holy terrible God Jesus Christ ending.
Oh.
Jesus man, what the fuck did I do? And I fucked up ending.
Okay, I'm curious. I
It
want
might
to see
be-
what these are now.
You can look up. I think it's either 6 or 5. I don't remember, but like I watched somebody. It's on. You can find them on YouTube easily. Endings.
7 endings. Well, someone says 7, someone says 6. So
Check them out later.
there are secret endings. It says there are technically speaking 6 possible endings. 3 main endings, good, neutral, and bad, along with 2 variations of each.
Yep. That's pretty much it for BioShock 2. I mean,
There wasn't too much to it.
no, the Minerva's Den DLC had you play as a different Big Daddy known as Subject. Was it Omega?
Or was it Subject Alpha? I don't remember.
Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. Look up Subject Delta. Which Subject Delta?
You can listen to the whole soundtrack?
Mhm.
What? Oh, it's a Spotify playlist. Interesting. Oh no, these are the actual songs that played. It's not the score. Okay.
Ah.
I have the BioShock 1 and 2 scores. Like the instrumental ones somewhere on. They might be on my I think they're on my backup drive. Yeah, they are.
No, not that. No, Subject Omega was initials AS. Don't want to give away that. No, Subject Sigma was the main character for Minerva's
that's
Den.
right.
Subjects. Yeah, each of the Alpha series are named after like the Roman numerals.
Yeah. Greek alphabet.
Pretty much, you know.
Not Roman numerals.
Oh yeah, right. Crap. Fuck.
So
Yeah.
for whatever reason, I do not have the BioShock soundtracks, but I have the Sword Art Online soundtrack on my computer.
We're not talking about Sword Art Online.
I
You can't read.
completely forgot I had this on my computer.
Shit, I just spit on my mic.
Things I forget I have.
Now we come to the third and final game of this pretty much trilogy, because there's no news about another game coming out.
Because Ken Levine
BioShock.
isn't gonna make one.
True.
Because Irrational Games disbanded.
Oh yes. No, they switched to mobile games.
Did they?
Well, Irrational Games shut down, but all the team members went to start on different games with Ken.
Oh, that's right.
Apparently is what I heard. We come to the third and final game in BioShock, BioShock Infinite. And no, this game is not set in a city in the sky. It's the city in the sea. It's set in a city in the sky.
Not to say you just ruined it. It's not set in a city in the sky. Oh wait, yeah, it is.
I'm eating my sour Skittles that are share size, and I'm only sharing it with myself because they're so good. I know you want some. Good. They're all mine. We're gonna fucking buy them.
You sound like the freaking narrator from BattleBlock Theater.
That's a fucking stamper. So good. Oh man.
Yeah.
Because that's where I got that from. Because you fucking did it. These shits are fucking mine.
We beat that game on stream.
Oh god, I fucking loved it, but we do not. I'm never replaying that game.
I'm never replaying it again, but it was a lot of fun.
I'll replay like little maps, but no.
We are not doing it on insane mode.
Fuck no.
Hard enough on normal mode.
Buckle your pants. Buckle your pants. Buckle your pants.
Okay, now we're off topic again.
Yeah, we're off topic. All right, back to topic. Because I finished my Skittles. Sad. BioShock Infinite. This was an interesting dynamic because the first time ever, the main character actually talked. And also this game was set not after World War II. It was actually set,
before World War One.
It was way before. It was like in the early 1910.
I think it was 1910 or 12.
I think
right before World War One broke out.
Yeah. You play as a Pinkerton called Booker DeWitt. And Booker has been assigned to head to Columbia, the city in the sky, to find Elizabeth. Let me tell you something. BioShock Infinite, in my opinion, is like my favorite one out of all three of them. Sorry BioShock 1 and 2, but BioShock Infinite was fucking amazing. Here are the reasons why.
Okay, so before you get into this, Infinite is its own league.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's still part of the series, but I consider it like its own separate thing.
That's like
because it's so different from the first two.
Right. It's like Origins and Odyssey, Assassin's Creed, because they went to an RPG style with those games.
Yeah.
So fans are saying those are just a different game. I was like, it's still part of the Assassin's Creed, but they're way different from the ones before.
Yeah.
Especially Odyssey, way different. And Origins too. Here are the reasons why BioShock Infinite, in my opinion. This is my opinion. Some people don't like Infinite, some people love Infinite. Number one, Troy Baker.
Of course.
Troy Baker, one of my favorite fan of voice actors. Troy Baker is one of my favorites because he also voiced Excalibur, Fools, in Soul Eater. But not just because of it. But Troy Baker goes out to these roles like he's doing it on stage. He voices Booker DeWitt. And what's his name? God damn it.
Troy Baker plays everybody? I mean, you're not wrong.
You're not wrong. It's either Troy Baker or Nolan North.
Or Liam O'Brien.
Or that.
Also, apparently Liam O'Brien is running for president or something like that. I think his slogan is something with your Johnson. I'm not kidding. It's a Critical Role thing. It's all over Twitter. Just go look at it.
And also you have
Not
Courtney.
porn.
No, Courtney Draper voicing Elizabeth. And that leads into the other one.
Hey Northing, how are you? Welcome to the
Yeah.
stream. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome to the podcast stream. Number 2, Elizabeth. Possibly, yes. I always say she is the most. You know how like when sometimes you're partnered with NPCs as partners and they're stupid as shit.
Yeah.
And you always have to fucking save their ass.
Elizabeth is catch.
Not. I'll get to that joke. Elizabeth is got to be the most helpful fucking NPC, ally, because of actually one, she can open tears, allowing you to.
I died and am dead, and am now haunting you digitally.
I am now sad that AMI is haunting AMI. You have like, that's too many ants. God damn. Fucking lit. Because it's I died, comma, am dead, comma, and now I'm haunting you.
Tremble in fear and such.
Tremble in fear and such. Oh yeah? Fine.
I have a cat. I'm not afraid. Everyone say hi to R2. When she's not being a butt. When she's not being a butt.
Evil.
Stop it.
Kitty. Anyway.
Stop it.
Elizabeth being able to open tears, what she calls them, being able to get like ammo supplies, turrets, stuff like that, so you get a more tactical advantages when you're fighting enemies.
No, not it wasn't R2, it was one of the other cats that got in my room. I don't know which one it was.
He's got a lot of cats.
I have too many cats. I am trying to get rid of cats. If you know anyone who wants cats, please let me know.
I think I know who wants cats. My sister.
I can give her a ton of cats. I'm not even joking.
She's got 2 dogs, so.
Glass equals crazy cat man. No, I prefer dogs to cats, but I do love R2.
More dog guy. Elizabeth also can find ammo, money for you. It's like every fucking 2 seconds. Like I get out of a vending machine and it's like Booker. I was like, oh sweet, money.
Yeah, right.
You're like a fucking vending. You're like a slot machine.
I had a couple of puppies. My puppy is asleep in the living room right now.
Number 3, just the reason why. Number 3, just the way these characters, Booker and Elizabeth, interact. That, Booker's at first Booker's just like, it's just a mission. I need to get this girl out of here. Slowly he starts caring for this girl. And it turns out reasons why he starts really caring for this girl later on in the game. And it's like, the fuck. It had the biggest fucking twist that I literally, when I beat the game,
the end of it,
like I dropped my controller and I was like, the fuck just happened?
The end of it, I'm just like, holy shit.
And there's only one true ending. There's only one ending.
This was my reaction to that.
Oh shit!
Yeah, that was my reaction to the ending.
Oh shit. I was just like, what? What?
Yeah.
So,
I think the ending.
Oh my.
Yes, Neuron.
Oh
I think the ending of Infinite is why it's so divided.
Right.
It's
I think a lot of people
because the ending leaves so many open possibilities.
Which they technically did resolve in the DLCs.
Yeah, they did. But I think that's why a lot of people don't like it, is because they didn't play the DLCs. They just stopped after the ending and said, "Nope, I'm done. I don't like it anymore."
which the DLCs were. Well, the first one was way too short. The first episode, second episode was a long.
Yeah. I need to replay those at some point. You replay the whole game somehow.
Yeah, definitely, because I got the Rapture edition, the one for the.
Oh, I got the collector's edition with the little handyman finger, and I have the Siege of Columbia board game still in the plastic.
That's the one thing Vaseline has. See, I have the Rapture book. He has that board game.
I
got
also have the art book for BioShock 2 that came with the collector's edition.
The other things I have BioShock wise, I have all three of the game guides.
Oh, I don't have those. Wish I did. No, wait. I have the one for Infinite. I have the collector's edition Songbird one.
No, I just have the paperback.
Yeah, I have the Songbird one.
I only got the second one just to find all the audio logs. I got the first one poster, which I lost in a fucking flood. I'm pissed off.
Oof.
I got Infinite to find all those fucking keys to get all those infusions.
Yeah.
Because I was missing like a lot of them. The main thing with BioShock Infinite was not only having two fully voiced characters who can, interact like real people, was the newest thing. Vigors replaced plasmids. And It was a lot different. There was a couple old-fashioned ones, but they were just renamed, like Devil's Kiss and Shock Jockey.
And that was Incinerate and Lightning Bolt. Electro Bolt. Yeah.
But you know what the funniest thing was? You got Incinerate, how every fucking mission in the first two games you needed to get Incinerate to get past them. Now it was like switched where you got Incinerate no problem, and you had to get fucking Shock Jockey. Took you an entire mission.
Shock Jockey, you had to beat one of the handymen, I think. Didn't you?
No, you had to beat a former swarm soldier that Booker used to fight along that came to Columbia but was
that's
shunned.
Right. One of them you had to beat a handyman. No, wait, they just showed up randomly. That's right.
Yeah, they just showed up randomly.
And then there were the freaking the ones that had like the speakers. I don't remember what they were called.
We'll get to them.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about. We'll get to them. So what's your favorite Vigor from BioShock Infinite?
Favorite Vigor?
Yes.
Probably Undertow, actually.
That was the octopus one, right? With
yeah.
Murder Crows.
Oh yeah, Murder Crows is my second.
Murder Crows replaced the bees from the first two games, and instead of summoning little bees, I gotta summon fucking crows, and I set them on fire.
Yep. See, Undertow, what I did with it is I would Undertow them, and I would Shock Jockey them while they were still in Undertow.
To the point, I still have my Murder Crows keychain that came with the premium edition.
Yeah, I still have that somewhere.
I actually found on Amazon. I'm gonna buy it. $20. It's an actual Vigor bottle. I want to get the
Those things are going on the when BioShock Infinite was still new. You could buy those, and they were like $80.
Yeah, hold on, I'll find out in a second. I just
like $80 or some shit. I don't know if they're still going for that much.
Well, I found Murder of Crows Vigor bottle vial, $43.90. Undertow, 27, and these bottles are 8.5 inches tall.
I think they're like hand-blown glass or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Undertow, 27.17. To get, what is it? Undertow, Possession, Murder Crows, the RAM, and the Return to Sender is like $108.
I never really used Return to Sender.
Well, I use Return to Sender because you can like collect bullets and just I didn't see these. They get 8x10 prints of like old like vaudevillian things of
before Infinite came out, I went up to New York on spring break, and my my grandma and I were at the mall because I was up there visiting her, and we found one of those screen printing booths, and I have a a custom screen printed BioShock Infinite hoodie somewhere in my closet.
Oh, no, these are handcrafted, like pictures. The frame's not included, but like they have like Undertow, the Murder Crows, and the Possession. And I really kind of want to get the Undertow and the Murder Crows from her. And the Devil's Kiss. I just found the Devil's Kiss one
Nice.
because those were like my three. Well, I love fucking Devil's Kiss because being able to like actually like charge them up and throw them.
Mhm.
Now I want
That
to
was
get a Murder.
that was something different in Infinite, was you could charge the plasmids.
Right.
Because you
You
couldn't
could
do that
charge.
in 1 and 2.
Yeah, you
It
could.
was just a single level of, I'm gonna snap my fingers and fire comes out. With Devil's Kiss, it's like you can charge it and
Well,
hold it, and you get.
actually, in the second game, when you upgraded the plasmids, you can actually charge them.
That's because I only played the second game once, and I don't remember that.
Yeah, if you when you hold it down and it'll actually you can actually like the lightning bolt. You send out like a fucking what is it? It's like a level 3. It like just sends out a fucking charge of like electricity, like fucking Emperor Palpatine.
Nice.
Oh, that was the thing. The platinum pins. That's what I wanted to get. It's actual. Oh, that's first game. There's platinum pins of all the vigors.
Are there?
Yeah, but I wanted to get it. It's like a pin set,
Nice.
and it comes in like a wooden crate and everything. But anyway, getting back to what we were talking about. Vaslin, what was your initial reaction to Booker having a fully voiced character instead of just the silent, with the occasional grunt when you got hurt?
I mean,
Having a
it's
character.
it's like the same reaction I had when Fallout 4 came out and you had a fully voiced character. I'm like, okay, this is new. What can I do with this?
Right,
What's gonna happen?
right,
It's more of intrigue than anything else.
right. Of course, every good protagonist needs an even better villain. Instead of a multi-million-dollar man building a city under the sea, we had a radical Christian slash kind of white supremacist type guy.
I mean, it was 1910.
It was like 1912, so like the game is very high, and a lot of racism in the game. Which I think there was a warning when you put the game in, like warning this game. They don't reflect on what the views of the people.
Yeah, it's the
But I mean that.
same. It's the same warning they give with Assassin's Creed.
Assassin's Creed, even Mafia 3 had that Mafia segregation and shit. So like there'd be like there's literally signs in Mafia 3 that says no N words allowed.
R2, get off the. Thank you.
Zachary Hale Comstock, known as the Prophet, because apparently he's able to know the future. People, he's the Prophet. What was your first initial thought process when you first saw Zachary Hale Comstock?
Occultism.
Occultism. I didn't really get an occult vibe. I just got like radical Christian group.
I mean, yeah, but that's how a lot of cults start.
Very true, but they weren't like, these were like, because I played fucking Far Cry 5, and there was like.
So the reason I got occultism from that is because of how the cathedral was decorated.
Oh yeah, with like the fucking stained glasses of like him and the first lady, and
it was all about him.
Right.
There were way too many freaking candles.
There's a blind priest that doesn't know how to fucking do a baptism.
Yeah.
Like
you were baptized and you're almost drowned.
Yeah. Which I think
Yeah.
it's kind of funny. I don't want to get too anything, but like if you kind of pay attention, that priest shows back up later in the game.
Yeah, he does.
So I think it's kind of a symbolism of it's like a foreshadowing of what the ending is. It's kind of like a mini foreshadowing. Go back with
One thing I
Comstock.
liked about like throughout the game is as you're going through, you'll hear snippets. Well, this is kind of a spoiler, but you'll see like the tears and you'll hear snippets of music from the future.
And actually, funny thing, like what Vaslin's getting at, they actually had freaking Sydney Lauper's Girls Just Want to Have Fun,
Yeah.
and you can actually find a record sometimes like on a record player where they made it into like a vaudevillian song, the same song into a vaudevillian. You can find them online. It's like girls just want to have fun, do 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 do. I was like, the fuck.
They did the same thing with Fortunate Son by Creedence Clearwater Revival,
Right.
I think.
They explain why the Tears are able to do this later on in the game. We don't want to give details about why because we're trying to get you. We're not being paid to talk about BioShock. We're talking about it because we are fans of it. We just want to kind of like spread like the fandom in a word, so that you guys will just go out and buy it, which you can get on
Just play
Xbox
them.
One.
They're all remastered now, except
Yeah, go get
Infinite. You can
Infinite's
get.
remastered.
Is it?
Yeah, it's part of the
Not
wrap.
on
It's part of the.
PC.
I don't know about PC, like consoles. It is.
On consoles, I don't think it was remastered either.
It was.
I know 1 and 2 were.
That's part of the Rapture collection.
Yeah, but I don't think Infinite got an actual remaster. I think
Well,
it
not
was
really.
just included as part of the collection.
No, but they kind of cleaned it up a little bit from the 360. You can tell.
Oh, did they? I never
Yeah,
replayed it.
Yeah, they kind of cleaned it up a little. It's just not like you can tell like somebody has a shot by shot
Oh, okay.
of it. You can it's not like holy fucking shit, like oh god, but like it's good.
Not like the difference between BioShock and BioShock Remastered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Skyrim on the 360 and Skyrim remastered on the one.
Yeah.
Where like you can tell the fucking difference. What's I now? God, I lost my train of thought. Oh, so yeah, I highly, out of all of them, I really highly recommend BioShock Infinite. I mean, definitely play the first two games, otherwise you will be confused as shit with third game. But third game had a different combat style than the other ones because like using the sky hooks was a new thing.
Skyhooks were fun.
Oh yeah, that was because
until you fell off. Until you fell off.
Yep. How many you can skyhook? You can use use your gun, and you can jump down and like whack them because that's the melee. Because the melee weapon in the first game was a wrench, and then it was a drill in the second game, or the butt of whatever gun you had. And then in BioShock Infinite, it's the skyhook, and you can actually do like a kill move with it. You can break somebody's neck with it, or like fucking like dig it into the back of their head. It was fucking crazy.
For those who don't know, the skyhook is like it's not a grappling hook. It has like a pistol shape, and then at the end, instead of a barrel, it's a 3-pronged hook.
Yeah, it's a 3-pronged hook that Booker says when he feels like, damn, thing must be magnetized or something because it like, apparently magnetizes to the railing. You can use the sky hooks for if they're available for combat, or sometimes you need to use the sky hooks to get further. You're on your mission.
You can even in the combat sequences, you can hold on to the skyhook and shoot things with your other hand.
Yep, which is pretty cool. It's a good way also that if you're trying to recover from healing, you can use the skyhooks to get away from danger, but you gotta watch your back because the enemies can do it too.
Yeah, the enemies will follow you and keep shooting you.
Probably the hardest achievement I ever had to get was fucking getting 5 headshots while you're riding. You can't stop still. Like, you can come to a standstill on the sky rails, but like you have to keep moving and get 5 headshots.
Yeah.
It's not fucking easy, and because you can't use it with the sniper rifle. You know the sniper rifle's got a scope. It's too hard. You have to use the fucking shotgun or the
I
fucking.
don't remember if I got that achievement or not.
I did. I think I got. I don't know about it on the remaster. I know I got on the 360 one. I think I got every single achievement on 360 except for the.
Okay,
Doing
so to question to those who are watching, if you would like to see me do a replay of the entire series, let me know.
Yes.
If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment.
If you're watching on Twitch,
Just say in the chat.
Say in the chat or in the Discord.
Yeah.
You think about it. You know, if you think about it, like, think about it and let them know. So now we move on to BioShock Infinite's 3 DLCs. The first DLC was just kind of like a battle royale. Not really a battle royale. It was just like an arena.
It wasn't a battle royale. It was like Darksiders Crucible, where it was you in an arena and you had to fight wave after wave of enemies.
Right.
It was fun. It was called shit, Battle in the Clouds or something.
I think that was something like that. Of course,
it was fun, actually.
Yeah. Of course, then afterwards they announced that they were going to release BioShock Burial at Sea. Burial at Sea is the premise of it. At first, is what you think of is that it's pretty much Booker DeWitt in Rapture. It's Booker DeWitt. If they kind of premise it that if Booker DeWitt was in Rapture at the time when it was built, set up in the 1912. He's a private investigator, and Elizabeth hires him to find a missing girl. So it's kind of cool going back to Rapture as Booker. Still having, and it's kind of funny because vigors are drinkable, well, plasmids are ejectable. It was funny that in the game they introduced drinkable plasmids.
Yeah, right.
But then in the second episode, there's a reason why they went back to, because I don't want to give it away, but then it was interesting because in the first episode you play as Booker, but in the second episode that wraps it all up, you played as Elizabeth. She's the first female playable character, if you don't count the little sister part, because technically it's Subject Delta controlling the little sister. She's the first playable female character in the BioShock
series.
Episode 1 is very, very short. Beat it in like half an hour, probably like 45 minutes if you rush through it. Could take you a good hour if you just take your time with it, trying to find every little thing. The second episode was a lot longer because there's more detail going into it, because it kind of just pretty much wraps everything up with BioShock. It connects Infinite with BioShock 1 and 2. It's like a fucking cycle that's never gonna fucking end.
Nope. And that's why they're not making a sequel.
They fucking pretty much wrote it that they do not have to write a sequel up, because it's just cut and dry, wrapped up.
It's like, this is happening, end of story.
And the ending of Burial at Sea was
I think the reason they did that was because I think they knew Irrational Games was going to close down. Either that, or Ken Levine already had everything planned out where it would end after Infinite.
Here's the thing, because I even thought of a way they could bring it back with a fourth game is just set it between BioShock 1 and 2, because BioShock 1 and 2, like, BioShock 2 is set 10 years after BioShock 1.
But in order to do that, you would have to decide what ending 1 ended on.
No, they could do the same thing they did with BioShock 2, where like they never, there's no decisive ending. Rapture's still there. Rapture doesn't get blown up in either or the.
No, endings. I know it doesn't, but
no, You know, you
Yeah.
can easily plant like, oh, same thing they do with BioShock 2, like, oh, I hear he's up topside with the hand on the trigger of the bomb. Oh no, he's upset. He took all the girls and he's living happily ever after. You could do that,
Yeah.
and of course you can actually
But
solve some unanswered.
what would you do in between 1 and 2? That would be
That's
the question.
right, and like I had, this was just like a little brainstorm idea I had after I played Infinite before Burial at Sea came out because I was like, maybe they'll make a sequel. You do that. It was just some like kind of thing where this explains how Lamb got back to Rapture. It was because of this person's actions that she got control.
So then what you could have done was you could have made a fully female protagonist game playing as Lamb.
Well, not Lamb. It was somebody else who was
No, but
originally from Rapture who escaped. Because I read the book. There's some people have escaped Rapture, so that kind of like fueled. This is years later, of course. I thought of this years ago. It's somebody that Lamb used because he is trying to find something in Rapture. I think the character. I don't. The character's backstory was that he worked with Pablo in the engineering department, which he helped build some of the Big Daddy mechs.
yeah.
So he understands more about Big Daddies than anybody, and he's coming back to looking for something, which is just like it's something. It's pretty much. And then I had like the twist that what he was looking for all along, which I think it was he was trying to find his sister, who was because he was exiled from Rapture, and his sister was left down there, so he's trying to find his sister. But it turns out the reason why whatever happened to his sister was because of him. And he doesn't remember it. Kind of like similar to like how a lot of the endings in the first 2 BioShock games work, and even all 3 of them.
Yeah.
To keep up like you thought it was this, nope, fuck you, it was this. Again, I had ideas about how to go with it, but even having it where you can actually control the Big Daddies, not using the plasmid, where you can actually I think it was like I had a thing where he actually was able to for a melee weapon. He actually took one of the gauntlets to a Big Daddy arm and actually made it kind of like the Power Fist from Fallout.
Yeah.
And he used like that. It's like a mech arm.
That would be interesting.
And you can actually infuse plasmid. That's because I just thought of these ideas. Because ideas will swim in my head occasionally on how to make sequel video games. But, of course, you have to kind of like think through it. That's just how my brain works. Like, I will just think of how to make a sequel for games or even movies. Just like they could have did it this, they could do it this way for the sequel, and of course they never make a sequel. Or they could do this with this game. Nope, fuck you.
Yeah, right.
We're gonna do it this, or we're gonna fuck it. Like, if good example, Life is Strange. My original fucking thing for Life is Strange 2 would have been 2 years after the event of the first game, following one of the certain ending, and it's first ever male protagonist, and it's a private investigator solving a mystery with Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a twist in there with episode 3, but no, no. Life is Strange 2 has nothing to do with the first game or before the storm. Well, fuck you. Again, I don't know because I never played Life. I have the first episode of Life is Strange 2. Haven't played it yet.
I don't have any of them. So.
What do you mean you don't? You have Life is Strange 1.
No, I'm talking about 2.
Oh.
You said
Plus
I have the first episode of Life is Strange 2, and I said I don't have any.
Oh, I think mentally. But also the ruin.
I have Life is Strange and For the Storm.
Right. But also the Life is Strange comic book, I kind of skimmed through it. Even if they went with that route, it still wouldn't have worked the way they're doing it with the comic book.
Yeah.
Still. Again, that's just me. It's just, I'm a creative person.
He's been like this ever since I've known him.
Yep. I just have ideas and they just start, either I start writing them down or, like, I have a fucking book idea for, like, months. And I think it's pretty cool, but again, like, it's just, like, you get a brainstorm and then you have to write it down so you don't forget about it, and you can kind of go back and like tweak it
Yeah.
to make it seem more realistic, even if it's a story purely in fiction. You have to try to put some realism into it, otherwise you're going to lose the audience.
Yeah, exactly.
So, like, I can't say, oh, like, for example, I can't just say, like, yeah, and he fucking does a double helix backflip and lands so perfectly that even a fucking Olympian would like, what the fuck just happened? Nope, that's not realistic for a person who's not athletic. Yeah, he
Yeah,
might
right.
land a backflip, but he might fall right on his ass. Like, he might land it and then, like, just, lose his balance. That's more realistic. But anyway. But also, another thing about BioShock, that reason why probably it's one of my favorite series. If BioShock never existed, me and Vax probably never been best friends for these past 10 years.
Right? Because that's how we first started talking. We just started talking in high school about BioShock.
Because we're going like, yeah, every time I remember the fucking, it would go like girls like, it's like, I don't want to talk to you, and it's just like fucking bees. Like, are you sure about that? I got fucking killer bees in my hand. You want to rethink that? It's like, man, it's so cold in here. I got you. There you go. Fire! Man, this Bunsen burner's not working. Gotcha. Your head's on fire! Fuck.
Good times.
Good times. Because I remember that day with Vaseline with his short hair.
Back when
Sitting
I
at
had
lunch.
short hair.
We had short hair, which now I think it's weird looking at you with short hair. It's so weird.
It's weird for me to think of me with short hair.
It's like the same thing when I look at pictures of me without a beard. I go like, oh, who the fuck was that?
Yeah, right. It's like I still have my original college ID from back when I started. I was a freshman, and I had short hair and I didn't have a beard, and I'm like, who are you?
Who is this man? I had a fucking just buzz cut 2 and a 1, 2 and a 3. Now it's like short beard, which I'm gonna grow out. Fucking faded sides and flick back top hair. That's pretty much it. Like, and I'm like, damn, I'm fucking old. If I look like, who the fuck was this? I don't remember this fucking this
We're
loser.
both old.
Too old. It's like the fucking Tim Allen gif of like the Santa Claus, like when a kid asks you what's a VHS, and it's just from him when he tried shaving his beard and dyeing his hair, and he goes back to Santa Claus.
Yeah, right.
It's like that. That's how I feel. I'm like, God, that's me. Because I had that conversation. Because there was a kid. There's a kid. One of my coworkers' kids was there, and he goes like, my real name. I can't say it. So I was going, Mr. Rockstar, like, what's up? He goes, I haven't seen, like, what was this? I found this in, like, my daddy found this in the attic. What is it? It's a VHS. So that's kind of cool. So if you haven't seen those in a while, he's like, what's a VHS? Oh, God. I'm like, oh, God.
About 3 years ago, I had an 8-year-old kid call me ancient.
Why?
And I'm like, well, what's your dad? And he's like, super ancient.
Oh, God. It's like,
Yeah.
fuck, what was it? We went to Walmart yesterday, and I swear to God, I'm not even joking. I found these 3 items in because I was looking for Avengers Endgame, sold out, of course. I'll get it another day, but anyway, I was looking through it, and I fucking look over. There's a fucking CD player, a legit CD player, a cassette player, and cassette tapes. Blank cassette tapes. Yes.
What?
I am not. I wish I had taken a picture because I wanted to show that.
You should have.
because it was like a fucking like a CD player I used to fucking have. Because that's before MP3 players and iPhones and iPods. Everybody,
Yeah, right.
you had to
Back
get a
back when
CD.
CDs were the greatest thing.
You had to get a CD, and then you carried around this little circular disc, and you plugged your headphones in. And then, God forbid, you got a scratch on that CD. Hearing like when you play like "Life Is a Highway," gimme, 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 gimme,
Hold on.
gimme.
I'm gonna show you a prime example of what happens when you get a scratch on a CD.
Gimme, 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 gimme. I remember having a scratch on a fucking. Now that's what I call it. One. I think it was
Yeah, I'm gonna play it.
I think it was Britney Spears' like "Toxic." It's like, you're tired.
For those who don't know what getting a scratch on a CD is like, just play that.
It's murder on your fucking ears, what it is, and you're like, God damn it.
It's actually a meme, but play it.
Yeah, no. That was the funny. It was like an actual. It was like, yeah, you can make an awesome mixtape, like awesome mix volume 1. There's like 3 blank ones, and it was 2 cassette players and a fucking AM and FM portable radio, like a little one. And I'm like, what the fuck? Is there a fuck? I look over, and like one of the people who's working in electronics, like, oh, you guys actually selling this shit? He's like, the fuck? And he works there. Like, gives me that look like, the fuck? And I go, do you guys have Walkmans in the back? Maybe a beeper? How about a pager? God damn. But I think that's about it for BioShock. God, we've been talking for
2 hours. It's pretty much our norm now.
2 hours. Like, we talked a lot about the first BioShock, so just in a complete whole BioShock, it's just one of those games that like it's hard. It's very hard to duplicate. Now they're making a similar game. Like I can't remember the name of it. But it's like a Soviet Union version of it. Like it's like set in Soviet Union. It's
Really?
Like pretty. Hold on. Fuck. What the fuck was the name of it?
So I had an idea today. I'm thinking about putting this out on as like an MP3 format.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where yet. Maybe SoundCloud, but then I'll just be like every other SoundCloud person, be like, hey, here's my SoundCloud. But I do have a SoundCloud account.
Atomic Heart. That's the name of it.
Never heard of that.
I seen it on Facebook and I shared it. I think I tagged you in it, but it's supposed to be pretty much like it's set in like a dystopian Russia, but it's pretty much saying like if you love BioShock, this is Russian BioShock.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember you.
That one I'm
sent
waiting
that to
on.
me.
But yeah,
I sent you a message
where?
in Discord.
Oh, in Discord. I'm like, where, on my phone or? You never know.
That's what happens when you get a scratch on a CD.
Where the fuck is it?
Should show up.
Oh
as
wait,
a
I found
personal
it.
message.
Oh god. Oh god. I forgot because my phone is connected to the...
Just watch it later.
Hold on. Oh, this is the first one. The best.
Yeah,
the best.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a good stopping point for today.
The best.
Yeah.
The best.
That's
Shut the fuck up.
That's what happens when you get a scratch on a CD.
Pretty much. Yeah, I think that's gonna be about it because it's almost 1 a.m. Thank you everybody for coming down.
Thank you everyone for bringing up. We do appreciate it. Topic for next Wednesday is in the works.
Secret. You'll never know.
I'll tell you the day before.
Right. This is actually one we've been planning on for a couple months now, and there's a reason why we're doing. We'll explain when it comes out, but Wednesday, because I was almost say next week, but Friday. Hopefully, this coming Wednesday we will finish Borderlands, the pre-sequel, so we can get onto Borderlands 2. God forbid if we don't have enough time to do it, I'm gonna try to try to converse with us to probably just stream 2 days.
So another announcement, I'm gonna be going to day streams at least for a couple weeks. I don't know if I got full time at work yet, but they are scheduling me 3 to 11:30 5 days a week. So
Ouch.
I'm gonna be going to day streams. I will still be streaming Wednesday nights with this and Fox Den. There is no D&D this coming Thursday because I am graduating Friday.
Whoop whoop.
Yeah, so I'm excited for that. Potential community games this coming Friday.
Nah, he's gonna be plastered.
I am not. But Wednesdays I'm gonna have off. Thursdays I'm gonna have off if I have a choice. Yeah. So we'll see.
Hype.
Yeah, right.
That's what Narok just.
No, I see it. But so day streams are gonna be a thing at least for a couple weeks. I'll probably be going back to Vampire, playing that for a bit.
He's gonna get Super Mario Party, so I put his ass in that. I really want you to get Super Mario Party. Take your time.
For community games, we're doing Jackbox and Smash. Maybe some Apex if I'm feeling up to it.
He wants to get Super Mario Party so we can take 2 of you and I'm gonna play as Monty Mole.
But I'm thinking about putting all of these episodes out on it as MP3 podcast format. I don't know what service I'm going to use for that. Might just put them out like on Spotify or something. I don't know.
Put them on Spoofy.
Spoofy.
So Game Grumps reference that Dan's dad, because he's Israeli English, but it's not like it's weird. It's like he'll like don't tell this on Game Grumps, but like he goes like, can you get the music on Spoofy? Do you mean Spotify?
Nice.
It was fucking hysterical. Aaron was dying laughing. Like, Spoofy! Yeah, Spoofy! Anyway, so you can always check out our old episodes. That's our 5th one, so you can check out the other episodes we've done on either here on Twitch in the highlights, or Vaseline has a YouTube channel, just called Vaseline. Subscribe to that. Hit the bell hit subscribe, like the video, and then hit the little bell icon so you stay notified whenever Vaseline decides to upload onto the YouTube. Same on Twitch. Just make sure you hit that notification. This way you always know when Vaseline's going to live stream.
Yep.
Pretty much. Like the Facebook and Twitter pages. So you'll know ahead of time what we're going to talk about on the podcast. This way you can get excited, or talking about, you can do some research yourself. Which layman's term is going to be, you're just going to look it up on Wikipedia because you're too lazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Wikipedia is the truth.
I mean, isn't that what research is?
Shit, I do a little fat. Well, yeah, I do like Wikipedia, but I do like fucking bio websites. Anyway.
So you get to sit here and chat with me, and that's the real attraction here.
There's that too, unless when he Unless when he talks about fucking Bashi.
Right.
Which we already did there you go, Nuruk. We did an episode on Bashi. It was like 2 seconds long. What'd you think of it?
Pretty much.
But yeah, so I don't know about Vastin. I think you're doing D&D tomorrow.
No, I'm not. I'm actually working till 11:30 tomorrow.
Oh, no D&D. So
Well, no, there's still gonna be, as far as I know, there's still gonna be D&D going on tomorrow on Silver Soul Gaming. It's just I won't be.
and I'll see everybody Wednesday. Unless something comes up.
Better not.
Such as, well, if Mario Party, then I have. I'm just kidding. No, I should be fine for next Wednesday. I mean, I had my problem with my ear were the point that I had an inner ear infection. I was taking medicine, and after the medicine, the loudest. That's why I'm glad we didn't do the podcast this past Wednesday, because the slightest noise, even fucking pin, and it was like you did it right like, up to my ear with a fucking megaphone. It hurt like shit. Like somebody was taking a fucking nail and stabbing me in the ear. For like the first, like that whole, because it was Tuesday night that I got him flushed and then cleaned out, and Wednesday I was on sensory overload. Thursday I was fine, and then perfect. Yes, Nurak, oof, but I'm 100% good, so I'm glad that it's done. But anyway, so I'll see everybody.
Thank you all for being here. We always appreciate it.
Yes.
I'll probably be on. I'm planning on Sunday, probably around 10 a.m.
That's too early for me.
So, thank you all for being here. We do appreciate it. Hope everyone has a good night. We will see you. We will both be back Wednesday.
He'll be back Sunday. I'll be back Wednesday.
Yeah.
Unless something comes up. But, alright. See ya.
See you later. Good night, guys.